Hi, this is Sage of the Stage, and today I'm going to do a reaction to something you've been requesting for quite some time now. The song is called Sound of Silence, originally by Simon and Garfunkle, but we're going to listen to a live version by the band called Distrubed. This is probably one of the most famous covers of all time. In some cases, it's maybe even more popular than the original, which is not something you can say for every other cover. So there must be a good reason for that. So we're going to listen to it. I gotta say that I've already listened to the studio version, and there's a lot going on there. It's really powerful. The singer is displaying more range than the original version. It's a little bit different, but it's very powerful, and I can't wait to see how they pull it off live. But first, I'm a singing coach and I teach singing every day through Skype, Zoom, what's a video call, or whatever works for you. If that's something you're interested in, check out my website, singeverything.com, consider booking a lesson, and if you book more lessons up front, there are some discounts. So check out my FAQ section of the page for more information about that. Let's go straight to the video.
Darkness, my old friend.
Gotta love that deep voice.
To talk with you again.
Nice.
Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
Very present.
And the vision that was planted in my brain
Man,
still remains
I believe his every word.
within the sound of silence.
Now, the first thing that I'm noticing, this version is a little bit lower than the original. His voice is so dark and so deep, and it fits so well with the piano. The piano is taking the main role in this song. It's the main harmonic instrument, while in the original, that part belonged to the guitar. Now, the interesting thing when I'm listening to his singing, it's almost kind of classical. He's singing these long notes at the end. They're very straight, but they just have a little bit of that natural vibrato there. And it all sounds just perfect. It all sounds kind of peaceful, but because I know where the song is going to go, I just can't wait for that explosion of his voice. So for now, let's just listen more, then we'll talk about it later.
In restless dreams I walked alone.
Okay, so very deep part there. In restless dreams I walked alone. Almost kind of classical approach there. Let's listen to that one more time.
In restless dreams I walked alone.
Very nice. I even like the part when he's just singing that N sound. It's a closed vowel, he's closing his mouth, but you can hear that N. Within the sound of silence. So he's basically humming that note, but it sounds perfect.
Of silence.
Very nice.
In restless dreams I walked alone.
Okay, but that part is just so beautiful. Very big, chesty voice, very bassy sound, and just very well rounded. His pronunciation is very good. When you're singing these low notes, it's almost kind of hard to get that pronunciation so well, you know, to pierce through everything without losing the quality of the sound. He's doing a great job here, and I can't wait to listen to more.
Narrow streets of cobblestone. Neath the halo of a street
And the guitar
lamp,
part here is just wonderful.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp.
A little bit different melody from the original.
When my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night.
So those were the kind of low note, long notes that I was talking about.
Of silence.
Again.
And in the naked light I saw
Now we're getting up.
10,000 people, maybe more.
A bit of nasally, but in a good way.
People talking without speaking.
Okay.
People hearing without listening. People writing songs. And voices never shared.
Nice.
No one dared disturb the sound of silence.
Okay, I even like that delay part in this vocal. Now, I read somewhere that he wasn't quite satisfied with how he sang at this performance. I'm not sure if he was a little bit sick or something, but for now on, he sounds very good, especially in the deep notes. His low notes sound perfect in the studio version, and in the live performance they sound completely the same. In this middle register he sounds a little bit weaker, but nothing special. I would probably say that that's a mixing thing, you know. In the studio version there's always a lot of post-processing, like a lot of more compression than in live performances, but so far everything sounds perfect, everything is well sung. Now we're finally getting to the build-up of the song, so let's see how he's going to do.
Fool said, "Ah, you do not know."
Now this sounds more like the studio version that I've listened to. I like the timpani drums as well.
Hear my words and I might teach you.
Nice.
Take my arms and I might reach you.
Very good, very good.
But my words, like silent raindrops, fell.
Yeah! I was waiting for this Fry vocal to come in. He's doing it excellently.
Echoed in the wells of silence.
And the string instruments are just filling the song so much.
And the people bowed and prayed.
Whoa! Whew! So this guy has a voice of an angel and the demon at the same time.
And the people bowed and prayed.
Whew!
To the neon god they met.
Whoa, I would probably
And the sign lashed out its
freak out if I was listening to this in the studio.
and the words that it was for me. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls.
Great Fry in his vocal.
Whispered in the sun.
A little bit of retardando, which means slowing down the song in tempo.
Of silence.
But the timpanis are just making this song explode. Nice, nice. So I gotta say, I was a little bit skeptical before I was listening to this song. I didn't think that they could pull it off that well. The studio version is just very well mixed. It just has a lot of power. It has a lot of energy. And as I already said, his vocals are present all the time. They're compressed and there's so much EQ going on. You know, it's a great version, but I like this one even better. It's amazing how David Dryman's vocals are just, you know, you have this soothing voice at the beginning, very deep, very dark color. Then again, you have this dragon slaying voice at the end. When he started singing with that much rasp in his voice, I was just scared. It sounds so beautiful. It's sometimes funny reading these comments in the original videos. There was this one comment that said, like, God, do you want a voice of the devil or an angel? And David just said, yes. And that kind of sums it up, because he really has a very contrast voice. He has a soothing voice, he has a really deep, powerful voice, but at the same time, when he's going very high, when he's in his upper registers, he has a great raspy voice. Now, I would like to hear him sing something clean. I notice when he wants to sing cleaner, at the high ranges, he tends to get a little bit nasally, but that's not something unique for him. I notice a lot of singers that are very raspy in the higher ranges, that they tend to go more nasally when they're singing clean. For example, Chester Bennington of Linkin Park kind of has the same approach there. But then again, the color of their voices are completely different. The timbre of David's voice is just something you don't hear every day. When I started listening to this song at the beginning, he just has that rich bass kind of timbre, and to tell you the truth, I wasn't really sure if he could go this high with it. Usually when you have this kind of a dark sound, it's very hard to go up because he's singing with so much chest here. He's almost not using his mixed register at all, and when he's using it, it's with rasp, which almost kind of makes it sound like he's all doing it in his chest voice. But that's why his belts are so powerful. Belty, raspy, just rock and roll. this version was very good. Now imagine all the people that got the tickets to see the Conan O'Brien show, and who were there to listen to a lot of sketches, to listen to some, I don't know, politics stuff or whatever, and they got to see this performance. I mean, they were either blown out of their mind and really appreciative of what happened because they witnessed something very great in the history of music, or they were just, scared from the crazy big vocal that this guy has. Just amazing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the original song, which I love so much. It was written by Simon and Garfunkel, but Paul Simon was the one that wrote the lyrics. And the amazing thing is that he wrote the lyrics to this song when he was only 21. And at that time, he was working at his first job in music for this publishing company. His job was to take the song that the publishing company owned, go to the recording companies, and offer these songs to the artists that the recording companies have signed. He worked there for about 6 months and he didn't have a single song placed. So he kind of felt guilty about it. So he gave the rights to the publishing company of some of his songs. But after that, they got into this argument and he decided not to work with them, and he said that he's not going to give them any more of his songs. And that's a good thing because he was just about to give them The Sound of Silence, but he decided to publish it for himself. And think about it, what would happen if this song was published in some other way, if somebody else maybe sung it? Maybe it would never be the classic it is today. But when it comes to the song lyrics, Paul said that he didn't try to be deep with the lyrics, This was just in that adolescent phase where he was just kind of angry at the world, and he was just scrolling through some of the college material that he had. So he just gathered some information from the college material that he read and kind of put it into the song. But the first line, that's probably the most famous line of the song, "Hello darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again." Some of the information I found was that he was singing that when he was alone in his bathroom, and sometimes the lights went off and he was just singing there. He just started singing "Hello darkness, my old friend," and he liked the sound of the echo in the bathroom that it made. So it kind of stuck with him, and then he used it for one of his songs. So I think that's kind of interesting, but nevertheless, the song really resonated with a lot of people, especially the lyrics. He also thought that it was well received by the public because of the easy and memorable singing melody. Okay, now I will go to some of the parts that I really enjoyed about this performance, just to let it sink in.
Of silence.
Now that's the first part that I really enjoyed. That low note when he's just humming that end sound. Sound of silence. He's basically singing it with his mouth closed, almost. It sounds so good in this context. And I like how that acoustic guitar starts here. Okay, let's go and see some other parts. So this is the nasally part that I was talking about. And this is just adding a little bit of rasp, but now he starts really pushing it to the maximum. Not yet to the maximum, maybe around, I don't know, 8 out of 10. But wait for it. Now we're going to the 11 out of 10. Let's say the rest of the song was sung awfully, which is not. But let's just say, if he just sang this one note as he did here, that would just be the perfect performance. Because listen to this note. I mean, what's this? Ooh, I really like that one. I don't know, but this sounds so well to me. And I really like those timpanics. Well, and this is the one thing that I haven't noticed before, but it's kind of crazy how quick he can switch from that growl kind of voice to the clean voice. Listen to this. I haven't noticed this before. Very nice touch. No? The lowest note of this part is sung with a clean voice. The other parts are just raspy. Very nice detail. Kind of lazy. Now we have this slow down of the song. And it just has a mystic feel, kind of, especially with this piano part. I gotta say, they really did a great job with the arrangement. Nice. Now, I gotta say, when I'm listening to some of these famous covers, I'm always a little bit skeptical. First of all, I always think that you can't make a better version than the original. And that's still my opinion. I think the original is the one that deserves the most respect. But this version is kind of like its own song. It's not even close to an original. And that's what you should do if you're doing a cover. If you're just doing a cover that's kind of the same as the original, I don't think there's any point to that, because I don't think that you can ever make a better song than the original if you're just going to try to do it as the original. But if you're going to change it a little bit, if you're going to make it your own, if you're going to make it in a different genre, if you're going to make it with a different emotion, if you're going to switch the instruments up, if you're going to make it just feel differently, and especially if you have a very recognizable and different vocal, then I think you're doing a great job. And no wonder, because only this version was played on YouTube more than 107 million times. And the original live performance of Simon and Garfunkel was played on YouTube around 54 million times. The numbers don't mean that much all the time, but you gotta say that this was a very great cover. They really did an awesome job. And the other thing that I always find funny when I'm scrolling through the comments is how many people would like this song to be sung at their funeral. Now for me, if this song was sung at my funeral, I don't think I could be dead anymore, you know? I think I would have to wake up, sing this song, you know, scream it out loud, then I would probably go back. But that's just my opinion. But when it comes to lyrics, I see what people mean about that. It has very deep meaning, even if it wasn't intentionally written like that. But this song is just one of those classic, and it's nice to see a band as Disturbed giving it a new life form. That's all for today. Thanks for sticking out till the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, like it, share with your friends, consider subscribing, and hit that bell to get notified about my next videos. If you would like to support the making of these videos, and if you would like to leave suggestions for my other reactions, consider becoming a part of my Patreon family. It's the people of Patreon that make these videos possible, and in return, you get to see the videos before anybody else. You get to have your name displayed at the end of my videos, and just a lot of cool stuff like MP3 downloads of my original and my cover songs, and just some other cool and bonus content for you. If you're interested in singing, check out my website singeverything.com, consider booking a lesson, and I can teach you a thing or two. And what can I say? I enjoy having you here, you look wonderful, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.